Shabbat Shalom and Chag Shavuot Sameach. This service not only marks the beginning of Shabbat and the beginning of the second day Shavuot, but also an all-night study program prepared by a cooperation by a number of organizations and synagogues. First of all, welcome to all of our members and friends of all communities involved of the Liberal Jewish Synagogue, West London Synagogue, Southgate Progressive Synagogue, and Northwood and Pina, and many others, other progressive Jews around the world. We will begin this service with lighting candles, with lighting Shabbat and festival candles. In the spirit of our ancient tradition, which unites and sanctifies the house of Israel in all lands and ages, we welcome Shabbat and the festival of Shavuot by kindling these lights. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת ויום טוב. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach to this very special service as we welcome Shabbat together and as we also welcome the second day of the festival of Shavuot. The piano setting that you heard at the very beginning was a setting of Lift Thine Eyes from Mendelssohn's Elijah, the setting of Psalm 121, I lift up mine eyes to the hills. From that and from our kindling of the Shabbat and festival lights, we turn to our service now with the next slide, which reminds us of this festival, the origins of this festival of Shavuot, and what it came to mean to our ancestors and to us. You shall count off 7 weeks. Start to count the 7 weeks when the sickle is first put to the standing grain. Then you shall observe the feast of Shavuot, of weeks, for the Eternal One your God. And you shall rejoice before the Eternal One your God. Eternal God, as we celebrate this festival of Shavuot, let us thank God for the blessings of harvest and land, for the food that is laid before us, for the wild rose and birdsong of these summer days. And we give thanks for this festival of revelation, when our ancestors stood at Mount Sinai and felt themselves in your presence, O God, heard your voice and pledged themselves to your service. May the wisdom of your teaching restore our souls, delight our minds, enlighten our eyes, and purify our hearts in truth. Amen.
Shri
We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. We praise you, O God, whose word makes evening fall.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורש ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסור ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
Please join me as we recite together the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
למען תזכרו מה עשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אמת ואמונה כל זאת, וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו, הפודנו מיד מלכים, הגואלנו מכף כל הארצים, ויוצא את עמו ישראל ממצרים לחירות עולם. וראו בניו גבורתו, שבחו והודו לשמו, ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם. לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם. ונאמר, כי יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. I'd like to note before then, we're going to hear Hashkivenu. It's okay, Hashkivenu, my mistake.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu l'chayim.
Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all who dwell on earth. We've been working, or rather Rabbi Igor Zinkov has been working with student Rabbi Elliot Karstadt, who has a placement at West London Synagogue, on plans for our all-night Tikkun Leil Shavuot, which this service inaugurates. And I'd like to invite Elliot now, I hope he's there, to turn on his camera and unmute himself and to lead us in the Amidah.
Thank you, and thank you for welcoming us to the LJS service this evening. If you can and feel comfortable, please do stand for Amidah. I'm going to stay seated because it's probably better that you can see me at the bottom of page 431 or on your screen at the moment. We'll sing together the first line, Adonai Svatay Tiftach Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Adonai Svatay Tiftach Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Adonai Svatay Tiftach Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, L'Ma'an Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Meitim atah Rav leHoshia, Mashiv Haruach U'Morid HaGeshem, Mazriach HaShemesh U'Morid HaTal, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayei Meitim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofer Cholim U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Mi Chamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mi Domeh Lach, Melech Meimit U'Mechaye U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah LeHachayot Meitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaMeitim. Kadosh atah v'nora shemecha, ve'en lanu Eloah mibaladecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. And if you'd like to be seated, please do. If you'd like to remain standing, and that's more comfortable for you, please do so. You have given us a special task among the peoples. In your love and favor, you have sanctified us by your commandments, drawn us near to your service, and charged us to make known your great and holy name. In your love, eternal one, our God, you have given us Sabbaths of rest, feasts of joy, and seasons of gladness, among them this Sabbath day and this festival of Shavuot, season of our revelation of the giving of Torah, to unite us in worship and in remembrance of the Exodus from Egypt. Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu, Ya'aleh ve'Yavor, V'yizacher zichronenu ve'zichron kol amcha beit Yisrael lefanecha, letova u'livracha, lechayim u'leshalom, ve'yom chag haShavuot hazeh. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova. This day remember us for well-being, and let us say, Amen. Ufokdenu vo livracha. Bless us with your presence, and let us say, Amen. V'hoshienu vo l'chaim. Grant us continued life, and let us say, Amen. And let's continue together in English. Grant, eternal God, that our observance of the festivals may bring us blessing, happiness, and joy. Sanctify us by your commandments, and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. And grant, eternal God, that the joy of the Sabbath and the happiness of the festivals may be with us always. We praise you, O God. You hallow the Sabbath, Israel, and the festivals. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat v'Yisrael v'hazmanim. Rutzeh Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Tefilatam ba'ahava tekabel. V'tehila ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadcha b'yira na'avod. And in this festival of Shavuot, this festival of Revelation, we do this tikkun, this repairing of the fact that in the first time that we were revealed to, when God revealed the Torah on Mount Sinai, we overstepped, that we left that night that wasn't completed, and we're trying to repair it in some way. And so I invite everyone today to, as we recite Modim, our prayer for thankfulness, to think of a time when you had the chance to do something again, the chance you had to repair something, the chance you had to make something better than it was perhaps the first time. And let's read together. We give thanks that you, Eternal One, are our God, as you were the God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום.
Before we take a few moments of silence for our own prayers and our own meditation, I invite you to turn your thoughts to those who need our prayers for healing and who are in pain or in anxiety at this moment. Vihi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu shetishlach mehira refuah shlema, refuat hanefesh urefuat haguf lechol cholei Yisrael ulechol cholei haolam. May it be your will, Eternal One, our God, and God of our ancestors, speedily to grant a perfect healing of body and mind to all who are sick and in need of healing at this moment. And we particularly think of those in our community, family or friends, and think too of Glenn Brass, Yaakov ben Reuven Rivka, who needs our prayers at this moment. And I'll leave a few moments for you to mention aloud, if you would like, the people you're thinking of at this time. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, O God, the source of healing. Now a few moments for our own personal prayers and meditations. Invite you now to turn to our concluding prayers. But actually, just before we do that, I'm not going to give a Devar Torah tonight because we have a whole evening of talks and discussions and interviews and shiurim, a lot to look forward to. But I just would like to read you a poem by Yehuda Amichai. It's from his volume of poems which are called Patuach, Sagur, Patuach, Open, Closed, Open. He's quite a subversive poem, but also a deeply moving poet. And I chose this, I hope you can see why I chose it, because of his reference to the 10 Commandments, which we will read tomorrow. And this is from a collection of verses called My Parents' Lodging Place. My father was God and didn't know it. He gave me the 10 Commandments, not in thunder and not in anger, not in fire and not in a cloud, but gently and with love. He added caresses and tender words. Would you? And please. And chanted, remember and keep with the same tune, and pleaded and wept quietly between one commandment and the next. Thou shalt not take the name of thy Lord in vain, shalt not take, not in vain. Please don't bear false witness against your neighbor. And he hugged me tight and whispered in my ear, thou shalt not steal, shalt not commit adultery, shalt not kill. And he lay the palms of his wide open hands on my head with the Yom Kippur blessing, honor, love, that thy days may be long upon this earth. And the voice of my father, white as his hair. Then he turned his face to me one last time, as on the day he died in my arms, and said, I would like to add 2 more commandments. The 11th commandment, thou shalt not change. And the 12th commandment, thou shalt change You will change. Thus spoke my father, and he turned and walked away and disappeared into his strange distances. Let us turn now to page 519 for our concluding prayers. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen v'Amen. Baruch Adonai Elohim Elohei Yisrael, Osei Niflaot Levado. Uvaruch Shem Kavodo Leolam, V'yimaleh Chavodo et Kol Haaretz, Amen v'Amen. The eternal God shall rule over all the earth. On that day the eternal God shall be one and known to be one. May your love, O God, rest upon us, as we rest our hope on you. All the nations you have made shall come and bow down before you and honor your name. Let God be praised by day. Let God be praised by night. Let God be praised when we lie down. Let God be praised when we rise up. Avinu shebashamayim, yached shimcha, v'kayei malchutecha tamid, umeloch aleinu, leolam va'ed.
Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed.
Creator of the universe, you give us life in which joys and sorrows are commingled in accordance with your wisdom, and you send death with its promise of eternal peace. Teach us to accept humbly and courageously whatever burden is laid upon us. And I'd like to invite now Rabbi Val Karen from Southgate Progressive Synagogue to say the names of those that his congregation are remembering at this time.
Anne Bradman, the mother of Eric Bradman, Sophie Shalon, the aunt of Norma Jacobs, Baron Molman, the father of Sheila Dano, Ada Bal, the mother of Andre Nadav, Bluma Goldberg, the mother of Vera Marx, Jonathan da Costa, the son of Andrew and Nicola da Costa, Max Friedman, the father of Rita Vimo, Monty Lee, the father of Stephanie Hoffman, Rita Jacobs, the sister of Betty West, Sylvia Curtis, the mother of Cynthia DeFriend, and our heart goes out to the family of Juliana Massil, who passed away this week, and to Corinne Harrison and Malcolm Siegel, who lost their mother, Evelyn, this week.
Thank you, Yuval. And within our LJS community, we too mourn recent deaths. We extend our deepest sympathies to those who mourn the deaths of Stephen Davidson, Kate Muscat, Ronald Sulkin, Norman Nelson, and Joseph Adams. And we say to all those who mourn their deaths, Hamakom yenachem etchem b'toch sha'ar ha'avelim. May God comfort you and all who mourn. And we remember too with special affection and gratitude the lives of those who died at this time of the year in years gone by, remembering especially Edith Abrahamson, Marguerite and Eric Birkenstein, Aaron Blauer, Frank and Peggy Charkin, Honey Geiger, Norman Goodman, Marika Fromm, Oscar Gould, Samuel Huss-Smickler, Gerald Levin, Gordon Lewin, Donald Malawa, Karin Matimbe, Hyman Moros, Henry and Ilza Newton, Jack Rosenthal, Vicky Slow, Edward Tennant, Abe Tuba, and Edna Wasserman. Zecher Tzadikim Livracha. May all that was dear and good in their lives endure always as a blessing. Comfort all those who mourn, and let the light of faith illumine the darkness of their sorrow with the hope of immortality. Strengthen us at all times with an unfailing trust in your providence as we say together the words of the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'galau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam al almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yithomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitada v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Ela min kol bechata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran bialma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol b'nei Adam v'imru amen. May the Most High, source of perfect peace, grant peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity, and let us say, Amen. So, before we turn to our concluding song, Adonai Li, which is the last verse of Adon Olam, I want to thank Elliot for being with us, and also Rabbi Keren from Southgate Progressive Synagogue for being with us this evening. And Igor, I don't know whether you want to say some words to encourage people to attend the very many sessions that are happening this evening, all the way through the night into the early hours till 5 a.m. Let me hand over to Igor before our concluding song.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I would like to say thank you to everybody who've been involved, who will be involved in the Tikkun, in our Tikkun Leil Shavuot all-night study. And I'm not going to say to list all the sessions, but I will just say that in just half an hour, there will be a beginning with 3 sessions in parallel. The first one will be What is Shavuot? An introduction to the festival led by Rabbi Kantor Gershon Sillens. And the second session will be called Ascent to Sinai, Sikum, a conclusion of the 7 weeks course led by Rabbi Neil James. And I've been told by Rabbi James that it is not necessary, so you don't have to be a part of the whole course if you want to attend this one. And the last one, but not the least, is led by student Rabbi, and to be honest, I always want to say Rabbi Elliot Custard, because he is the final year student, and I know that he's already submitted his rabbinic thesis. So if I make a mistake and say Rabbi Elliot Custard, I think that it's not going to be a huge problem. And so led by student Rabbi Elliot Custard and myself, which is Shavuot quiz. This will be a short session, 45-minute session. And after that, at 9 p.m. On the YouTube, there will be our keynote speaker in conversation with Rabbi Alexandra Wright. And our speaker for the Shavuot is Rabbi Sergio Bergman, the new president of the World Union for Progressive Judaism. I had a privilege to have a conversation with him to prepare this talk, and I have to say that I was very, very impressed by this person, and there are lots of sessions ahead, and it is not too late to join and for the whole night, but for now I'm going to post Zoom link to our Kiddush online. So after the final song, you will see the link or the instructions how to join for blessings, and it won't take long because I know that you will need to have your dinner before the session,
And
or lunch, lunch if you are
that's true.
in America, for example. So the geographical spread of our participants are very impressive.
I made a mistake that in fact our concluding song is by Cooper Smith, and it's Entreat Me Not to Leave Thee. It's verses from the book of Ruth, which is read at Shavuot. So we're going to hear that now. As we welcome this Shabbat and move into the second day of Shavuot, let us give thanks for our religious heritage. May we receive it gratefully, study it reverently, interpret it wisely, and pass it on to future generations as a fountain of life and a pathway to redemption. Adonai oz le'amo yotem, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. O God, give strength to your people and bless your peoples everywhere with peace. Amen. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.